That's right. You're listening to the Morning Buzz on WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair. This is your host for the evening, Isaiah, joined by my esteemed colleague. Okay, I can't do that anymore. Hey, it's Isaiah, and it's the Wednesday Morning Buzz, and these headsets have yet again disconnected on me. I'm disgusted. Somebody increase our budget, please. But yeah, we got Amina's here, our wonderful news reporter. We got Anthony, our stellar sports reporter, and we got Lana. Oh wait, the iconic Lana. I couldn't think of any other adjectives, but how are you guys doing before we jump into the show?
Great.
I'm
Terrific.
scared.
You're scared? Why are you scared, Anthony?
Yeah.
What could possibly be going on at the second hour of the show that would have you scared?
Isaiah brought in the bomb hot sauce.
I did. And technically we cannot taste test it in here, so I'm gonna have to open my phone, and then we'll have to go into the hallway to do it. But it will certainly be interesting.
Ugh.
Yeah. I've done it, everyone. It was an absolute terrible experience. And I had ice cream, milk, ice cubes, and a water bottle. They have absolutely nothing. Amina could not get her colada this morning because Duncan refuses to open. Anyways, before we get into that, we got some business to take care of. First, Amina, I have no clue what is going on in the world. I've been living under a rock. Please fill me in.
All right. So, in national news, a towering wall of flames outside a northern Arizona tourist town ripped through 2 dozen structures and sent residents of more than 700 homes scrambling to flee. 766 homes and 1,000 animals had been evacuated. Authorities won't be able to determine whether anyone was injured in the wildfire until the flames subside. Firefighters and law enforcement officers went door to door telling people to evacuate, but had to pull out to avoid getting boxed in. In state news, Governor Phil Murphy is renewing his call for the state legislator to pass a series of gun safety bills. The bills would change requirements on storing guns, increase the age requirement for purchasing shotguns and rifles from 18 to 21, and mandate all dealers keep logs of ammunition sales. Those against the plan say that the bills won't curb gun violence because they largely target law abiding gun owners. In local news, the Montclair Township Council unanimously voted for a first reading of the Jose German Gomez Native Species Act, mandating 70% of all new plantings, bushes, and trees on public property be native to the mid Atlantic and Northeast regions of the United States. The act, which would become official after a hearing and a vote on the second reading, is named for the founder of the Montclair Backyard Habitat Project and Northeast Earth Coalition. If the act is passed, Montclair will become the first municipality in New Jersey to have a comprehensive native plant pro- procurement ordinance. The weather today, it is partly cloudy with a high of 58 and a low of 39, with a humidity level of 48% and good air quality at 26.
Oh, Amina, as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to tell us what's going on around the world and what's going on close to home. But you know what's near and dear to my heart is the NBA playoffs. And only one man can recap an exciting day again of nonstop basketball action. Anthony, please. I don't know what's happening.
I'll let you in. So, in sporting news, Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving has been fined $50,000 by the NBA league offices after an obscene gesture he made to the fans at TD Garden during Game 1 of the first round against the Boston Celtics. Irving, a former Celtic guard for 2 seasons, was the subject of fierce heckling from the crowd throughout the game. After hitting a jumper to pull the Nets within 7 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, Irving proceeded to salute the crowd with his gesture on his way down the floor. The Nets take on the Celtics again tonight in Game 2 of the first round matchup. The NBA playoffs are still in full swing with 3 games last night. First, it was the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Miami Heat in Game 2 of the first round. It was a neck and neck for the first half, but the Heat broke it open the third quarter, outscoring the Hawks 31 to 22. Jimmy Butler finished with an outstanding 45 points to give the Heat a 2-0 lead in the series. Minnesota Timberwolves looked to follow up on their Game 1 upset against the Memphis Grizzlies, but Memphis came out with a vengeance. 7 different players scored double-digit points for the Grizz in a 124-96 rout of the Timberwolves. The series is knotted up at a game apiece heading to Minnesota. The New Orleans Pelicans had a daunting task trying to prevent going down 2-0 against the one-seeded Phoenix Suns. Pels trailed by 5 at half, but they opened the floodgates coming out of halftime, outscoring the Suns by 12 in the third quarter. Brandon Ingram led the way for New Orleans with 37 points, and the 8th-seeded Pelicans stole Game 2 in Phoenix 125-114. The series heads back to New Orleans tied up 1-1. In MLB scores, the Yankees edged out the Tigers 4-2. Garrett Cole had a rough outing for New York, only able to go 1 2/3 innings with 5 walks. But Clark Schmidt came in and recorded 10 outs for the Yanks and got the win as he improved to 1-2 in the early goings of this season. And the Mets took both games in a doubleheader yesterday against the San Francisco Giants, winning the first one 5-4 in a 10-inning thriller, capped off by a walk-off Francisco Lindor single. In the second game, the Mets won 3-1. Max Scherzer fanned 10 San Fran batters on his way to 7 strong innings. The Mets can sweep today as they take on the Giants tonight at Citi Field at 7 p.m., starting Chris Bassett on the mound against early Cy Young favorite Carlos Rodon.
Oh, well, it looks like it's been very busy in the sports world. Anthony,
You're welcome.
thank you very much. I've been enjoying the NBA playoffs. Any predictions? You want to make a bold prediction right now, and then we'll see how you do next week? Anthony?
I'm doubling down on my Nets prediction that I made on Friday. Nets are beating the Celtics in the series.
Really? How many games?
It's going 7.
It's going 7?
No matter who wins,
Okay.
It's going 7. But I'm saying Nets.
Okay. You think the Nets are taking the East then?
The Heat and the Bucks are still very good, and the Nets are going to be very good. It's going to be one of those 3 teams. I still think it's probably going to be the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to edge out the Nets in the second round.
I've been saying the same thing. Let's go Bucks, even though I'm a Raptors fan. Anyways, that's enough association talk. It's time to talk about more serious things, as we are going to take this story to New Jersey of all places, but not for any good reasons at all, as a New Jersey Catholic diocese has agreed to pay $87.5 million to settle claims involving clergy sex abuse with up to 300 alleged victims. This is one of the largest cash settlements involving Catholic Church in the United States. It is the largest known payment amounted. The largest known amounted payment is over $600 million in 2007. Whoa. The agreement between the Diocese of Camden and plaintiffs was filed with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in Camden yesterday. The settlement must still go before the U.S. bankruptcy judge. If approved, the settlement would exceed nearly $85 million settlement in 2003 in the clergy abuse scandal in Boston. As mentioned, the highest in the United States was $600 million. Bishop Dennis Sullivan added this quote, "I want to express my sincere apology to all those who've been affected by sexual abuse in our diocese. My prayers go out to all survivors of abuse, and I pledge my continuing commitment to ensure that this terrible chapter in history of the Diocese of Camden, New Jersey, never happens again." The alleged sexual abuse occurred from 1950s to around the 1990s, but most of them took place between the 60s and 70s. The diocese said the deal calls for setting up a trust, which will be funded over 4 years by the diocese and related Catholic entities to compensate survivors of sexual abuse. Part of the deal also requires maintaining or, quote, enhancing protocols to protect children. Abuse survivors who filed a claim in the bankruptcy could get $290,000. That is definitely a tough one. And I feel, when it comes to religion, most of them obviously have good intentions, and you want to hope that they are able to treat the people with the message that they're trying to spread. Be kind to others is the general idea. I feel for the most part of religions is just be a good human and good things happen to you. But I feel like, at least for as long as I've been alive, the Catholic Church has constantly been in this kind of situation. And it's disturbing and it's freaky. It's disgusting. Would someone like to take the floor really quickly?
I guess I would. This is sad to say that this is not surprising, because it's something that's been happening with the Catholic Church, but it's something that shouldn't be happening. They are not practicing what they preach in some sort way to say it, and finding out like this abuse like goes back all the way to the 50s. That was decades ago, and these poor victims haven't seen any compensation or any justice since then.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because even when it comes to compensation, what does that really end up doing for that person? Like, they still have to deal with that mental trauma that has been haunting them probably their entire lives.
That is true. And mostly what's even more upsetting is that most of these cases that usually happen with the Catholic Church, they're children.
Yeah. I think one of the most alarming parts about this story as well is that there's 300 people involved in this. And that's not even the people that didn't speak up.
Mhm.
There's probably double or triple that number of people that are just that they don't want to speak up and that they'd rather not have to go and relive those kind of memories going on within their lives.
That's true.
Anthony, what
Yeah,
do you think about this, my man?
yeah. This has definitely been a story over the last 15 years. You hear so many of these stories coming out of different Catholic churches, and I just want to say those priests who do that don't represent the Catholic community at all. Because I know a good amount of Catholics who are good people who don't condone those actions, and they are not. They try to spread the word of God, and they don't want to spread the word of what those men are doing. So just they desecrate a religion. They give it a bad name because now you just hear, if you ever hear about a Catholic church, that's just the one thing that always comes up, and it's just it's really bad. I mean, there's a movie that came out a few years ago called Spotlight that actually was a very that it was really, I think it was about a Boston newspaper that broke the claims of the first sort of child sex abuses in uh like Catholic churches, and just the weight and the magnitude of how big this problem really is, and it's sad. And thankfully now that these men are getting caught and now they're being brought to justice, and hopefully we get more people speaking up against this.
Absolutely. And I hope all those people that took advantage of the people at their church, I can honestly say, I hope you rot in a very, very nasty place and life gives bad omens to you forever. And that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about people destroying lives for no reason. But we're going to move on to our next story, guys. We are going to talk about Johnny Depp, as the trial between Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard was trending worldwide for quite some time on Twitter the other day, as Depp is suing Heard over whether Heard libeled Depp when she wrote an op-ed piece in the Washington Post about domestic violence in 2018. In that article, Heard referred to herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse, and references to accusations Heard made in 2016 when the couple divorced. In that article, she never mentioned Depp by name, but his lawyers believed, I mean, who else could you possibly be talking about? Heard's lawyers have filed their own countersuit against Depp, saying nothing in the article libels him. They say the abuse allegations are true and that the damage to Depp's reputation, which he says he got booted from lucrative Pirate of the Caribbean movie franchises, came from his own bad behavior. Depp, meanwhile, flat out denied ever hitting Heard, calling the physical and sexual assault allegations against him disturbing, heinous, and not based in any species of truth. Quote, it's been 6 years of trying times. It's very strange. One day you're Cinderella, so to speak, and then in 0.6 seconds you are Quasimodo. End quote. He also said he had been waiting for 6 years to tell his side of the story after Heard filed for divorce against him in 2016 and sought a restraining order against him. Depp spoke about for quite some time about his childhood, in which physical abuse from his mother was constant. When he became a father, Depp said he made sure his children didn't experience that kind of upbringing. Depp will continue his testimony today, and he testified primarily about the early years of his relationship with Heard, saying that she seemed, quote, too good to be true. Depp said Heard's allegations of substance abuse have been grossly embellished and that there have been no moments where he's been out of control, although he did admit to doing drugs with Heard's sister at one point. Are you guys familiar with this entire situation?
Oh, I'm so
Yes.
familiar with it.
Really?
I stand with Johnny.
I stand with Johnny.
Stand with Johnny. Could you guys walk us through why exactly you choose that viewpoint?
Amber's awful, and there's proof that she both physically, mentally, and emotionally abused him.
There's videos.
There's
of-
videos.
yeah.
There's absolutely no proof of Johnny doing anything. However, when Amber spoke out and said Johnny was abusing her with no proof, no backing, after Johnny, see, there's a thing that abusers tend to do is when they know that their victim's going to step out, they try and step out first and be they try and step out first and be louder and more violent about their accusation to try and take attention away from the victim, which is exactly what Amber did. And Amber got Johnny fired from Warner Brothers, fired from those new Harry Potter movies. He got fired from Disney, multiple other places. The only brand that I know stuck by Johnny Depp was that perfume brand, Dior. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly that is another tough situation where allegations are serious. And when you accuse someone, especially in today's time, a lot of times I feel like you always want to believe the victim, you want to believe that they are telling the truth. But in some cases, like this one, it seems I can't prove that he didn't, assault her or anything. I mean, she was caught in a couple lies there, but there could have been stuff behind the scenes that we'll never know. But yeah, this is definitely tough. Anthony, you said you also believe that Amber Heard is a terrible human being, and so does much of the internet as well. They've kind of all rallied around Johnny Depp. Why do you take that point as well?
Pretty much Aiden just said everything I really wanted to say. There's video proof of Amber abusing Johnny Depp on, I think he was on his Instagram live the one time. And Johnny Depp's been a public figure for many years, and he's always been very kind. He's donated to many charities. I know he's big with children's hospitals, and he's never given off any of the impressions. I know that's something that you say when you talk about abuser, but like Johnny Depp just doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do something like that. And some of the stuff that Amber Heard's been saying, like at the testimony, it's just really weird. I heard something that she said, like, she got bored in the house while him and his friends were just like playing guitar because they were a bunch of old guys. That was like her testimony to say why he was a bad person. And I was like, just because he plays guitar with his friends, he's a bad person.
Well,
I don't know. She just seems very like shallow, and she's trying to like deflect blame because she just got a deal with DC, and she was playing in the Aquaman movies. So she, and I heard like the whole trailer and everything, like the comments in that trailer she got blown up in. No one was very like responsive to her. So it seems that the entire community is with Johnny Depp, and rightfully so, because from what I've heard, it just seems like Amber is just not a good person.
Yeah. Amina, are you familiar with this?
I am.
What do you think?
One, I feel like this has been going on for like ever. Like I feel like
For
not
6 years?
all. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And like every time they pop back up in the news, I think it's over. But then it's like something else comes out, and like it just keeps building up and building up. And like I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, I feel like when like this whole thing first started, I felt like Amber, like she kind of like she was basically like the one who was like, okay, yeah, you're telling the truth. But then as it went on, it kind of started like, okay, something's not right. I kind of feel like you're not telling the truth, and I kind of don't want to believe you. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I would say I side with Anthony and Aiden on this.
Yeah. I think you did bring up a good point, though, is that how much the narrative has changed as more information has come out. Because I think, at least for me, I'm not going to speak for everyone else. And Amina, you kind of mentioned it.
Mhm.
At the beginning, I was like, wow, Johnny Depp is a terrible human being. Because
Yeah.
once again, when someone comes out with such a strong accusation, such like powerful words towards someone, you want to believe, like, it's kind of human nature to naturally want to believe someone. So in my mind, I was like, Johnny Depp is a terrible human being. He's should be banished from Hollywood. He should never be in a movie again. And then, as you mentioned, as like we continue to learn about this story, it's like, well, maybe he might have done. And then eventually it's like, did he do anything at this point? I mean,
Mhm.
did she kind of just make this up as like, is she insane? Is she crazy kind of deal going on? It's definitely a weird one. And like you said, I think one of the trippiest part about this story to me is that 2016 was 6 years ago.
Exactly.
That's,
I was
time
in high
flies.
school.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Johnny Depp had a first wife for Amber and said she never experienced any type of abuse. He would never like lay a hand on another woman. So another woman he previously was married to said he never did anything like that. So that just further just like supports Johnny Depp's claim that he never did anything like that.
Yeah,
And
that one doesn't really mean too much to me. Because people can change over time.
Mhm.
I
So
guess, but
I mean, I've seen a lot of documentaries, I'm even on this show. I've read a lot of stories where someone seemingly is like a normal human being, and then one day they snap and they can kill like 6 people. So I understand where you're coming from, but to me, what people think of someone's character in the past really doesn't mean much to me anymore, because humans are crazy. 1 second you could be a nice human, and then the next one you could be sitting in a jail.
true. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like that claim
No,
it's just more substantial.
No, I do think I was with Anthony on that one, because while people can change over time, when someone does change, it's a lot more of like, as you said, it's a snap. Like they'll hurt someone severely, they'll do something severe, they'll have a mental health outbreak, or they're just be more cynical upon the world. I think abuse is much more of a person to person basis. Either you can start out abusive and get better. I don't think you're a good person for it. I think if you're abusive at all, you deserve whatever fate you get. However, a lot of the times it's just you are more obsessed with the power dynamic rather than anything else. And I don't think being abusive is something that something that you can develop. I think that's something that's always been there. Even if you don't act upon it, I think the other wife would have known it, been like, he had abusive tendencies. So I do think her weigh-in may not be as important, but I do think it holds some weight. I'm fighting for my life in here, by the way.
Jeez. Aiden shows up and he's apparently got
Oh my god,
all the diseases in that room.
all of
No
them.
one go into the shadow realm.
It's a little petri dish in here.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
get it together.
Would anyone like to talk about fake fillet? Because I don't want to read
I
anymore.
would.
Oh, Lana, take it away.
So, fake fillet. Wharton police said they're looking for the heartless individual. What did this heartless piece of trash do? Kill a man, run over a dog, didn't recycle? No, none of the above. When he placed a sign promising a Chick-fil-A coming soon at a major intersection, there was one problem. There was no Chick-fil-A coming! And the issue with it is, it was done as a prank, and there are no plans for the restaurant there. While we wait to learn more from the authorities, you can catch up on the other stories by watching. Oh, I should not.
Whoops.
Whoops.
A witness. Ah!
Whoops. A witness, quote, a witness said the act was utterly heinous and heartless. Part of the post read, other fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Golden Chick, Dairy Queen, and Little Caesars can be found nearby, but no Chick-fil-A.
No.
No one wants Little
Chick-fil-A.
Caesars.
You don't like Little C? No, I'm not gonna
The
defend Little
question is,
Caesars.
what is
Personally, I
golden
think
chip?
Chick-fil-A is
What is
overrated, but that's
Whoa!
I would agree.
I'm not a huge Chick-fil-A guy, but I will admit their food is fire.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't say
Oh,
fire.
is this in Texas?
Yeah.
Because that's
I
what
think
golden chick.
Oh, that's
I'd
Fast
say
casual
Chick-fil-A
restaurant.
chicken sandwich is pretty
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
I
Here's the
don't
thing. There's that Chick-fil-A right near Willowbrook,
Mhm.
but it's right next to the Shake
Willowbrook?
Shack. So if I'm trying to choose between Chick-fil-A and Shake Shack, I'm choosing
Shake
Shake
Shack,
Shack.
Shake Shack all the way.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
like,
even.
I still
close.
like Chick-fil-A a lot.
I feel like Chick-fil-A is just like it's average. It's okay. But I feel like I could probably just get like a Wendy's chicken sandwich and kind of fill that craving.
See, I don't like chicken sandwiches, so
Oh
Uh,
no!
How, Sway?
It's good.
It's fried
No.
chicken on brioche bun with some mayo and some pickles.
no, they should be
Pickles.
separate,
Ah.
not together.
What?
Chicken is separate, bread is separate, not
Oh
together.
my
What?
god!
You'll eat a burger?
Yes, I will eat a burger.
So beef and buns are good, but
that's
chicken
not-
and buns aren't.
no.
What?
That's
I don't get it.
awful.
I don't get it.
That's the worst thing
do
you've
not
said.
get it.
You said a lot of crazy stuff, Alana. This might be the craziest.
You
thing
know
I've
what?
I will
ever said.
stand by it.
My Minecraft statement looks 10 times better than your chicken.
I
sandwich
gotta
statement.
agree.
It does.
It really does. This is borderline terrorism, Lana.
That's bad, Lana.
This is wow.
I'm just being honest.
The
No.
Russian spy.
Stop
Sometimes
being
it's
honest.
okay to lie.
The
and
Russian
this-
spy strikes again.
I am not a Russian spy.
I
A
disagree.
Russian spy who doesn't like chicken sandwiches.
I'm not Russian.
That is something a Russian would. Oh, we have to ration the chicken and the bread separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't like
She
how
goes
they
to the bread
taste
line
together.
first. She goes to
You know what,
chicken.
Lana? I'll be on your side for this because you know I don't like a
What?
lot of things.
Aw,
so
thank you,
Boo.
I like chicken
Boo.
sandwiches though. But
Okay, you're okay. You're okay then. You know, we still accept you,
Yeah.
Lana. I don't. Yeah.
I'll go to
Lana.
the Shadow Realm next week.
All right. Yeah, I think
No
that's
one's
fair.
gonna want to step in here for like a week.
What is happening in that room?
Right?
Help me. Help. Isaiah.
Anyways, before that gets weirder, yeah, I will say the lines for Chick-fil-A are crazy though. Like people really like Chick-fil-A.
but they're fast.
That's a lie.
What Chick-fil-A do you go to?
What? I mean, I've been to Chick-fil-A probably twice or something, but yeah, it was a very long line.
I feel like the line is long, but it's not like I feel like at most you'd probably spend like maybe like 6-7 minutes. in
Really?
the
I feel like I
line.
was in like for 15.
There's one by my house, and it's right near like a strip mall.
Mhm.
Literally, the drive-through goes to like the Kohl's that is across the street. and
Yeah.
there's like
That's how
there's no need.
Like when one town only has like
Like-
one Chick-fil-A, people swear by it, and like those lines get
Like,
incredibly.
I'm not gonna
long.
lie to you. I like Chick-fil-A. If I had to choose, I'm taking Popeyes.
Aiden, turn off your mic.
I did. I hit the cough button.
God,
Does the cough button just not work in
you
here?
just turn it off. No one wants to
I
hear
hit the cough
that.
button. I hit
You're-
the cough
you know what?
button.
You're muted in the Shadow Realm for 5 minutes.
I hit the
You're
cough
done.
button.
3,
See you
2,
later,
1.
Sneasels. See you later, Sneasels.
He's been muted,
All right,
everyone.
but,
He's in
if I
timeout.
had to choose between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, I'm taking Popeyes every time.
Popeyes
Oh,
all
without
the
a
way.
doubt.
I would pick
Popeyes.
Chick-fil-A. I don't.
Amina,
kids
I've heard you
already,
say
I
this
don't eat
before, and I'm
Popeyes,
disgusted.
And
And-
chicken sandwich is better than Chick-fil-A.
Way better. The seasoning,
I don't eat Popeyes.
the juice in it, the sides are better.
Those
Oh yeah,
biscuits.
the biscuits. Yep.
Here's the thing about the biscuits.
Oh no, I
Sounds dry.
Exactly.
They're
And I don't
dry,
even
but
eat
they're
there.
Those
good.
things, if you gave that to someone without any drink, they would die.
Okay.
That's how
I've
dry
done
they
it before.
are.
Yes, they are
I've eaten a whole
dry.
biscuit
but
without
They're
you
a
dip,
biscuit.
so dry.
but you get some mashed potatoes. You dip it in the mashed potatoes, and then
Oh!
Come on! Come on!
Oh!
You take your biscuit and dip it into mashed potatoes, but you won't put a piece of chicken inside of bread?
yeah.
What?
Potatoes and bread go much
Wait,
better than
so what-
chicken.
What
you
is
go to Popeyes for?
happening?
Just like I'll either like just like get like chicken.
Aiden's
and,
off the timeout
like,
as well.
Oh,
You're off
in a
timeout,
box
Aiden.
or like just tenders. I
Oh.
won't get a sandwich though.
I want to say that's awful, by the way.
Dip it
Oh.
in your
A biscuit and mashed potatoes?
Oh my
That
god.
is insane.
I mean, I haven't really done it that much, but like if you really need to,
You just
could.
admitted
When would
on
you ever
live
need to
air
dip
that you dip biscuits in mashed
I've done it
potatoes.
before and it wasn't bad.
I hope you make it famous one day and then this clip resurfaces and you lose everything.
For real.
What?
That you're on Hot Ones with Sean Evans, and he's like, "Can you explain this 30-second clip right
What,
now?"
do you really dip your biscuits in mashed potatoes?
Sometimes, yes.
That's evil.
That wow.
Well,
I don't. I don't honestly know what is the worst thing you've said today, Lana.
I've said a lot of things today that apparently a lot of people
The
don't
Russian
like.
You're on
Spies
a
back.
roll.
I mean, well, it's certainly going to be interesting what happens in our next story.
Oh no.
That's terrifying.
You know, I'm really excited for the one after this, but we're gonna get to this one first. So you know, I'm all for people getting the bag, guys. Would anyone like to read this next story?
I'll go for it.
Thanks, Aiden.
Of course. So if my Google Docs phone app would load, get the bag, I guess. Shoppers rushed to the gate of Tokyo Disney Sea more than 5 hours before the park opened, as popular new merchandise was set to debut. The problem is that many of the shoppers are believed to be resellers, and some are accused of using baby dolls to get around the limit of one per item. Shoppers are limited to one of each item per person. However, some shoppers have devised ways around the limits. What could that plan be? Perhaps a giant trench coat filled with 3 humans or a fake mustache? If you guessed using fake baby dolls and strollers as a loophole, then you win. Some guests accuse resellers of utilizing fake baby dolls to buy duplicates of items. One shopper was allegedly found using a baby doll to buy extra items. The clerk determined he was running a flea market site, selling the goods for as much as 3.7 times the cost. And if there's one thing I hate more than anything, it's scalpers and resellers.
Have you been done dirtied by the scalpers?
I have not been able to get the new Xbox because it's I go to buy it, Isaiah. I go to buy it, and I go and they're all sold out. And I
Those
checked
seem to
eBay,
be
and guess
so
what? There's 100 new ones on eBay for $2,000.
That's cheap, man. Who doesn't have 2K lying
Those
around? Like
sneakers
Not
that?
this
so
guy.
cheap.
I'm with you, Aiden. I don't have that either.
Yeah, not a chance. This is so annoying, but also hilarious that someone really sat down and is like, you know what? In order to get my business running, I'm gonna go to Tokyo Disney Sea with a fake baby doll, and no one will notice. That's wild. And I think the interesting thing is that the clerk was like, not only did I catch you using a baby doll, but I know for a fact you're running a flea market website. Did he research him? Like, how did he figure that out?
You could tell just by looking at him. He was like, "You're a
Mm.
flea market man."
He just had that kind of look. in
How
his
did he
eye.
know his baby was fake?
I mean, that's another great question. Did he really just
Because,
like,
what did he say? Let me see your kid.
it's like, let me check that pulse really quick.
If I,
I mean,
was a
those
cashier, I'd
dolls
be doing that.
don't look like people.
But I
Nah,
mean,
some of
if you
them,
have a
like some
stroll-
baby dolls, like really look like convincing.
But like if
Really?
you have a stroller,
I'm terrified of dolls, so I don't.
you
Terrifying.
can like just put the thing down and no one, what are they gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh, open that up and let me see your kid.
I'm assuming that's how it went.
But who does that? Like what?
That's a great question.
Nah, I'd be saying that. I'd be like, "Yo, what's in the stroller?
Oh god.
Reveal the child.
Let me
Who
see
is
said
it?
child.
Where is he?
Where's Rachel?
Rachel. Where's the Joker? Where is she?"
This is just so you guys, does anyone else have to deal with scalpers or anything like that?
For sure.
Really? What other items were
Ticket
you looking for?
scalpers in particular, like at an event.
You say Lego scalpers?
No ticket.
Oh,
Like,
Like,
I don't know
exactly
where I heard Lego from.
But no, yeah. So recently I went to MSG for the Big East tournament a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, we get to the gate. We're just gonna buy it at like the box office and just walk in. We go to the box office. They're like, "Oh, we're sold out." I was like, "All right, we'll do a secondhand site." This one guy's walking by with tickets, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to get in?" And we're like, yeah. How much are the tickets?" He goes, $100 each, and we're like, "No." This guy's like, "All right, well, good luck getting in then." Me and my friend go on like a secondhand site. We get 2 tickets for $50 a piece, and we go
That's
inside.
hilarious.
We're like,
You're like, you should walk by him again. It's like, we're actually going in now.
yeah, we're going in $30 for the both of us instead of $200 for the
For
both of
real.
us.
That's so annoying though.
Exactly.
And the terrible part is like people will actually buy for that extreme price too.
because they're desperate.
For real. Like especially with the Xbox and PlayStation thing going on. Like I'm surprised how hefty of a premium people are willing to pay for that. You know? Aiden,
Hi.
do you ever think you're gonna get that new Xbox?
No.
Uh,
Shout out Caitlin, by the way. I love you.
Oh, shout out Caitlin, our loyal viewer, all the way from Eastern Kentucky,
Eastern Kentucky, South Missouri,
Northern Arkansas,
Australian Louisiana.
What?
The Bayou, Louisiana.
Help.
Yep.
Those are
Guys,
places, sure.
this one's exciting to me. The next story that we have to talk about. So,
Yes.
I'm literally touching my tongue on it, and that's it. That's all I'm doing.
What? I am muted. I hit the. I'm off mute. I'm off mute.
Is your volume?
That's me.
Okay. All right.
Are we going?
Ready?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a 7-second delay.
I never unmuted on. Oh no, they're drinking it.
Trying to like get it out.
This
Okay,
is really
guys.
funny.
Okay.
We got 2 people trying the hot one sauce to end. We're not in studios. We are totally following guidelines, everyone. Cool. First results.
Touch
Did you guys taste it? Thoughts?
Is this it?
Oh, it's hot. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
It's pretty
I
hot.
literally just tongue tapped it.
Tongue tap. I respect it.
Oh yeah, it's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
Good. What?
It's good?
Actually, like how
Yeah.
did you like how much did you put in?
Whatever was there.
I like tongue tapped.
What?
That's pretty hot. But like, no, I'm not dying, but it's probably because I had just a little bit.
I'm kind of let down. I was expecting you guys to be like,
Oh,
this
no.
is-
yeah, of course.
Oh, I just swallowed.
This is unfortunate.
I just swallowed.
This is very
like,
unfortunate,
no, I'm not-
everyone.
Eh,
All right.
do a second dab there.
Second dab. Wow.
Yeah,
I-
I'm feeling good. Yeah,
This-
it's nothing. The bomb is nothing.
We did it.
Wow.
It's nothing.
Well, you guys can
Come
come back in
on.
studio then, I guess. That was not what I wanted it to be.
Nothing. Nothing.
Ah, what a letdown. Oh, and they're coming back.
That was what I was scared about.
The first person POV is hilarious.
That was what I was scared about.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Welcome
tongue
back
is
in
now a little
studio,
numb, but
everyone.
yeah, that's it.
Hey guys.
I didn't even eat my